everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Maricel. I hope everyone is doing great. Kumusta? I understand guys that coming to the United States on a K1 visa can be exciting time. As you prepare for your marriage, you are also starting on your path to becoming a lawful permanent resident of the United States. In today's video, I'm gonna share with you on what to do next after arriving here in the US with a K1 visa. Are you ready? Let's do this. So what will you do after arriving in the United States then? So first is apply for a social security number. When should you apply it? We recommend you to wait 10 days after arriving in the USA to apply for an SSN. This will make it easier for the Social Security Administration to verify your DHS documents online. Requirements, number 1 is the SS5 form. This is the application for a Social Security card form. I will put the link here in this video, the Social Security website where you can obtain this form. Then other requirements would be your original passport, which you'll have to bring it there in the Social Security Administration office. The I-94 form, I will also put the link here for on which website you should go to obtain the I-94 form. And I also have a different video or other video on the steps on how to obtain the I-94 form that could help you. And all K2s cannot receive an SSN unless they apply for the EAD first, or the Employment Authorization Documentation. So to find your local Social Security Agency or SSA office, I will put the link or the URL on the description or in this video too. And it is free. Obtaining a Social Security card is free. There's no payment to be collected. Next is apply for your marriage certificate. That's the next thing that you should do. Apply for marriage certificate because you must marry within 90 days of entering the US on a K1 visa. What are the basic requirements? So this depends on your state or county. Some states or county, the basic requirements are the passport or any valid IDs, and they will collect fee ranging from $10 to $50. In our case, we got married in the state of Massachusetts, Norton County. There was no single requirement asked from us. Really, none. Even our passport, even our IDs or birth certificate, they did not ask us. They did not ask that from us. Crazy, huh? But it happened. And it was so easy there. I'm not sure if that would also apply to your state, because that will really depend on your state or your county. And the next step is get married. Yahoo! Congratulations! You got married. Now what? So the next thing that you should do after you get married is to report your marriage to your county and obtain a marriage certificate. Once you have received your marriage certificate, time to change your name on the SSN. So you have to go back to the SSA office and bring your SSN card and marriage certificate. Change your name. Make sure your I-94 not expired, or else you will need to wait your employment authorization document to change it to your married name. Okay, so once you have been married within 90 days of admission into the United States, and upon arrival of your K1 visa, you need to then apply for an adjustment of status. So a K1 visa adjustment of status is the process of obtaining a green card in the United States. When the adjustment of status process is complete, you will be an LPR, or lawful permanent resident in the United States. After meeting the requirements for the naturalization process, you are one step closer to your path to citizenship. If you have come to the United States on a K1 status and and have not been married within the 90-day time frame, you must exit the US and return to your country of origin. If you do not, you will start to accrue unlawful presence, consequently leading to potential bans into the United States. Malala. So you really need to get married in a 90-day time frame. Here comes next, apply for adjustment of status, or AOS, EAD, employment authorization document, and advance parole. So these three. The filing fee varies depending on your age and if a biometric service fee is required. The prices ranges from $750, that's gonna be for 13 years old and below, and $1,225 for applicants from 14 years old to 78 years old. So you'll have to obtain a form or fill out a form I-485 or the application to register permanent resident or adjustment status. You can get this form through this website. I will put the website or the URL on where you can get this form from the USCIS website. So it is advised that you file form I-485 before the 90 days is up. Okay, because that is when your I-94 expires. So if you see on your I-94 there is a validity date there, so that's when your visa expires. You are allowed to file the adjustment of status visa after the 90-day time window has expired, but note that your legal status will have expired. Yes, your legal status will expire with a K1 visa, regardless of your marital status. One of the requirements for the Form I-485 is to show that you have maintained lawful status in the U.S. For those who have K2, who will file together separate each AOS, EAD, AP form, but just one affidavit of support. Okay, for those who have K2 or who have KID. For those K2s follow to AOS after K1, all have separate forms. Yeah. Along with the forms needed to complete your K1 adjustment of status, you must submit supporting documents, including copies of the following. So these are the requirements for adjustment of status: the I-129A approval notice, K1 visa, copy of it, I-94, the arrival and departure record, marriage certificate, birth certificate, biographical page of your passport, and 2 passport-sized photographs. So that's it. Those are the basic requirements in applying an adjustment of status. And also, before I forgot, you need to submit the I-693 form or the report of medical examination and vaccination. Your form I-693 form must be filled out by the USCIS authorized medical professional. And this is the vaccination form that we got from the St. Luke's. You can apply anytime, even your visa expired, but keep in mind you are already out of status when 90 days done. So keep that in mind. Next is your EAD. So the EAD allows you to work. The form that you need to use is the form I-796 or the application for employment authorization. This allows you to seek employment in the United States. You are not allowed to seek employment until receiving your legal permanent residency. Yes, you are not allowed to work until you will receive your green card. You can submit this form right after you enter the United States along with the evidence of your admission, such as copy of your I-94, a copy of your K1 visa, and you must submit also your I-790 or your notice of action copy. Okay, once you have this permit, you are already allowed to work or seek employment, but you need to reapply every year until your AOS application is approved. Okay, the next is your AP or Advance Parole. So Advance Parole allows you to leave the country on a vacation trip while your AUS application is being processed. The form that you need to use for this is Form I-131 or Application for Travel Document. Though it's not a mandatory application, it is beneficial to submit Form 131. If you leave the United States before your marriage or filing K-1 adjustment status, you will need to restart your whole process of obtaining a visa if you wish to enter the US. This because the K-1 visa only validates a single entry, meaning you cannot leave and come back in the US on the same K-1 visa. That is why if you are really planning to exit the US before your AOS is approved, you need to have an advance parole applications approved. In addition to Form 131, you need to submit information about your travels. So not just the form, if you're applying for AP, not just the form that you need to comply, but you'll have also to provide this information of your travel, the purpose of your trip, where you're going, how many times the permit will be used for, the length of your stay, where you are traveling to, trip departure date. But there are also cases that if you are not sure when, you can leave it blank. Okay? So, yep, once you have your one-step adjustment packet prepared, you need to file it with the USCIS by mail. Where you file your packet depends on your eligibility category. I recommend you double checking the official website of the USCIS site prior to mailing. There's a list of states there and where it should be filed. Now, yep, what I did, I have filed all three applications, the adjustment of status, the EAD, and the AP in one packet, so that you'll just have to pay it $1,225 for three. Because if you file it individually, it's gonna be expensive. So I would suggest and recommend you to file all these three and submit it, mail it together so that you can save. Now, the adjustment of status takes time to get approved, while the EAD and the advance parole will be approved before the AUS. So the next step is to receive your AAD and AP via US mail. You will have biometrics appointment though prior to being issued the AAD. So you will have a biometrics appointment first before you will receive the card, the EAD card, and your advance parole. Next is the interview or waiver for interview for your AUS. After all your forms have been approved, you will be asked to attend a K-1 adjustment status interview with the USCIS at one of their field offices. So depending on which state you are. Then this is typically the last step in your change of status from K-1 visa to United States resident. The purpose of the interview is to confirm that your marriage is bona fide or in good faith. Your U.S. citizen spouse will attend the interview with you. So both of you will be there. So when approved, you'll receive an I-551 stamp in your passport indicating that you have been approved for AUS, and you will receive your green card in the mail later. Okay? So the approval will take time, like 6 months to a year. Yeah, for the green card to be released. Once you have completed all of the above steps and have been approved for your adjustment of status, you will receive your conditional green card. Your conditional green card is only valid for 2 years. This is for the USCIS to ensure that after 2 years, your marriage is still bona fide and lawful. After the 2 years, and you and your spouse are allowed to file the I-751 petition to remove that condition on residence, which you will file jointly as a couple. If this happens, you will have to apply to lift the condition 90 days prior to your 2-year green card expiring. 90 days. So that's 3 months before it expires. You'll have to apply to lift the condition. Upon acceptance, you will be granted for legal permanent residency green card with no constraints or conditions. Okay, so that's it. But if you are adjusted greater than 2 years after you were married, you will receive a normal 10-year green card. So I think after the 2 years, and then it's gonna be the 10 years permanent residency green card. But I'm not pretty sure. That's just how I've seen here on my research. So last but not the least is to report your marriage or report of marriage. So the marriage between Filipinos or between Filipino and foreign national should be reported and registered with the Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA through the Philippine Embassy or Consulate General, which has jurisdiction over the locality where the event took place. We need to report our marriage to the U.S. Embassy, so that later on too we can request for a new passport with our married name. To check your state for its designated consulate, their jurisdiction, I will give you the link later. I mean, in this video, you can see the link or in the description. Okay? So that you can also refer all the requirements and steps there on their website. I hope I was able to give you enough information that you needed and that can help you with your marriage journey. Stay safe, everyone. Enjoy America. And please don't forget to subscribe, please. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye-bye.